This is Hot Messes, Big Visions. Let's get into it.
Back to Hot Messes, Big Visions. Today we have Nicole Retter, who is the founder of PAM, Personal Admin Manager. That is essentially an AI-powered app that organises your life, right? And does all the thinking for you, if I'm not mistaken. So school newsletters, WhatsApp messages, birthday parties, book week, all of that stuff gets put into your calendar for you nice and easily so you can focus on the important things in life.
Which may not be your children, just putting that out there.
No, your relationship.
Yeah, it may just be, actually, I want to be able to like sit on the couch and eat Cheetos on a Friday night and not do school newsletters.
Shit, yes.
Yeah.
I like that one. Cheetos. No one around.
Yeah.
Too good.
I just had a moment where you went through all those long lists and I was like, yeah, you're a preschool mum.
Yes.
There's all this other stuff, and we were talking about this earlier, all this other stuff.
All the stuff. The sport.
Yeah.
The real kid stuff.
The real
Well, no, so you guys are in
stuff.
this, you guys are kind of in the trenches, right? Like, you got young kids, they need your, like, attention all the time. Like, they ooze bodily fluids, you have to clean up constantly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's, like, really hands-on. And then you get to school, and you're like, oh my God, like, this is going to be so much easier. I don't have to do, like, paper daycare anymore. I'm going to have more money. They're more independent. And then they decide that they also want to do, like, 3 extracurricular activities each. And then the teacher likes to communicate with you via 3 different apps. And then there's just, like, school newsletters. And then there's drop-offs. And there's pickups. And there's birthday parties.
And they're
there's
never at the same time.
No, and the coordination and the admin, like, it's so insane.
Intense.
It's like we went, oh my God, technology is so amazing, and we gave it to everyone, and everyone just went bananas, and now every single thing that your child ever touches has 5 forms of technology for it.
Yeah.
And it's just the mental load of keeping track of that stuff is insane. And I had like a panic attack, and I stressed out, and I was like, this is bullshit, what can we do to fix it? And that's why I created PAM.
But your husband was also injured during this. You were on your way to start a massive job. And you had 2 preschoolers, and you were like, let me build this thing.
Well,
As you do.
Yeah, I think phases to the origin story. So COVID, I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and a husband who couldn't use either arm, so that was really fun. So he was just like,
Was he like this?
he couldn't use, it was so awful. So he couldn't use either arm. 2-year-old, 4-year-old. I'd started this big new job,
Okay.
and I was putting a piece of 4x2 between my bed and the door to lock the children out so I could work during the day. And then I would then remove
Wait, you
it.
actually did this?
Yeah, no, and I wrote it child repellent, like, and put this big piece of 4 because I didn't have a lock on my door. And they're 2-year-old and 4-year-old. How do you keep them away from their mum for a whole day? And so that wasn't where PAM came from, but that was what spurred the panic attack.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that then PAM. So I had a panic attack and went, this is not cool. And actually then just ended up taking like Prozac and getting over that. And then a few months later had a really severe concussion, which meant I couldn't. It's a whole yarn. And so then I couldn't work for like over a year. And so I'm at home. I wasn't long after the panic attack. I can't work. I'm kind of bored. And I was like, if I was going to start a business, what would it be? And then I kind of thought back to the panic attack. I was like, something that means that never happens to me or someone else. And so then I had this year to like kind of whittle away with the limited mental capacity I did and design what I thought PAM could be.
And it wasn't tech at first, right? It was a friend, if I'm not
So
mistaken?
it was always going to be, like, the idea was I'd create this app that took all the chaos from all the channels and turned it into, like, this is your work calendar, this is your husband's calendar, this is, like, all the things. Here is just one single screen, this is what you need to worry about today. And I've thought about all the things for you, like, you're fine. But I am not a tech person, and so I was like, what can I do to, one, test the idea without spending all my money, because I have very little money to make this happen, so I have to get it right first time.
Working mum.
And also, how can I make sure that I've got the right idea?
Yeah.
And so I talked to a stay-at-home mum of mine, friend of mine, who was wanting to get back to work but had young kids, and she'd lost, like so many of us do, lost her confidence in her abilities.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
just because you became a mum for 4 years didn't mean you, like, lost your brain. It's still there. Your sanity, maybe not your brain.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, and so I said, how do you feel about pretending to be this product? And we get 3 families to send all their correspondence to you every day, and then at night she would read through 25-page long school newsletters, like flight plans, and she would then manually enter them into a calendar and then tag the right person and then preemptively go, and think of the things you need to do to be organised for those items.
Right.
And that was all just friends, and they were like, well, the average person saved 2 to 3 hours, and a friend of mine was like, I now don't call my husband on the drive to work every day to be like, okay, this is what we've got on, this is what I've got on, what are you doing? She's like, I don't listen to crime podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, but cool for you.
Hey,
Love
don't
them.
be judging.
I know. I mean, I need to, you shouldn't, yuck someone's yum.
You need to
I
get
love
involved
that.
in the right one. Let's put it that way. I'll send you a few podcasts.
Okay, but I'm just like the world is a dark enough place already. The idea of spending my, like,
Fair enough.
personal time listening to, like, really twisted people.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I like a lot of, like, trashy vampire stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there we go.
I mean,
I have to say,
each to
I've just
their
been
own.
sitting here the whole time, just like, kind of a bit like, first of all, you're telling me that it's going to get harder. Very
Complicated.
different, more
Different.
complicated.
It gets easier because they wipe their own asses, but it gets more complicated because you get 10 emails a day.
Yes, but I also do think, and I have to keep saying this to my husband, like, our kids, they're at that age, like, if you ask them to do that, they can't actually put their...
oh my God, have you seen it?
They can't.
They've
'cause
got
they're- 'cause
T-Rex
they're-
arms.
They've got T-Rex arms.
They
They can't
can't-
put their
they're not
arms
up
over the top of
there.
their
Is
head.
this just a you children? Like, have you done something to your children?
This is all kids.
Oh no,
So-
your kids are, I'll take a photo and I'll send it to
I'm
you.
just going to walk up to the next kid on the street and be like, put your hands above your head. I'll give you $5.
They can't do it, and that just goes to show. I know this is a
not
really
a stick-up.
long-winded. It's a long-winded way of saying it. But this is why they can't wipe their own bums,
Oh no, Hans is pretty good.
because their arms can't actually reach all
Hans
the
is
way
pretty
around.
good, but it is. He's like, I have poo everywhere.
Oh.
They can't because their arms are little T-Rexes.
Yeah.
But even when they can,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
wait,
I
do you
don't
have
know,
boys?
but
One
boy
of
and a girl.
each.
The girls we find.
That's ugly.
I have to say, my son's actually better than my daughter right now. So is that going
But
to
not for
change?
pooing and wiping his bum though.
Yeah, he is actually.
Really? Does he wipe his bum?
Sorry, Jess. God, she's going to hate me when
She's
she.
gonna listen to all of these. She's gonna be like my mum is.
But no, my son is a lot better than my daughter, and he's 2 years younger. So you know,
Yeah.
he might just be a people pleaser. I just
Yeah.
don't know.
Yep.
Wait and see. But I'm just like listening along to it, just going. Like we've all done it, right? You know when you've got loads of stuff going on in your life, and then all of a sudden you go, you know what? I haven't got enough stresses. Let's just add some more in. So
Yeah.
you went. So you like sat there on the couch and went, you know what I want to do? I want to go and start up. I'm going to start a startup.
Start a business.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, so totally. Like, I've tracked my reduction in stress, like, in terms of using PAM. So
Okay.
I went
How, first of all?
Yeah, so I ranked all the things that were stressing me out
Yes.
and I kind of put numbers against things.
Yes.
And that dropped by 90% when I created PAM.
Jesus.
So I no longer had, like, I wasn't dropping the balls anymore. It's not that you get to school and you don't have the stuff for swimming. So now you're panicking and rushing home and your kid's crying and you're late for a meeting.
You're
When you don't
wasting
have to do
all
those
this
things
time.
anymore, those don't
Yep.
happen to me anymore.
Yeah.
So all of that
Yeah,
stuff,
okay.
or the feeling like you're not on top of it and so constantly feeling like the anvil's about to drop on your head,
Yep.
that's gone.
Yep.
But I now have a startup. So now I
Yes.
have 100 times more stress.
Another baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really ungrateful. The other people that I have that feel there's like 100 sperm donors who are like, I'm a piece of that. And so now I have massive stress, but I get to choose. And I'm learning. It's all a work in progress. I've put myself into burnout twice now with Pam. And burnout is not,
Yeah.
I feel a bit tired, I need to lie down this weekend. Burnout is, I can't hold a conversation.
Yeah.
I can't get off the couch. I like apathy, which is a weird sensation when you care
Yes.
about nothing anymore.
Yes.
And I never want to put myself there for my children or myself or
Totally.
the business again. So now I'm like, okay, I can be very stressed and things, but actually I need to be a functioning human. I need to
Totally.
exercise. I need to eat food. I need to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's weird. When you're a mother, it seems okay to kind of not do those things and just completely kill yourself for your
Yeah.
children. But when you're a business owner, you actually have to report to shareholders and be like, if you are not functioning, you are not driving the business.
Yeah, totally.
It's a really good point, actually.
And I was
hadn't
going
thought
to
of it like
ask
that.
because obviously you've made a massive success of this. You're now MC at Electrify Aotearoa, which is
I know
amazing.
my face is on so many
It's
billboards.
so cool.
All my family keeps sending me photos and be like,
Yes.
I love how they're keeping you
right?
grounded.
yeah, because it's like the least flaring photo ever. And I said that,
I
but
thought it was great.
well, because that's when I'm like, and they sent me the options, and I was like, that looks awful, but people will notice
Love
it.
that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
go with the really awful, like,
Totally.
flip top head one.
Totally. But I mean, you're a keynote speaker at all these events. You've been nominated at the High Tech Awards,
Yeah,
right?
finalist
Which is
in 2 categories.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge. But people don't see the background, like the
Yeah.
messy side of it. They see all the success. So you've been amazing. You were number 2 in the NZ apps, right?
Number 1 a few times.
Number 1. Oh,
actually.
sorry. Apologies.
Just
Apologies.
like,
sorry.
but they
Pick that
bounce
up.
around. They bounce around.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Totally. But I mean, being top 1 and 2
Yeah,
is
yeah.
incredible. Like, it's a huge feat. But people don't see the build, the messy, the exhaustion that comes with it.
Yeah.
They just see the positive, right, and the success and the good side of it. So yeah, tell us about your Messi. Tell us, like, how did you decide one day that, you know what, this is it, I need to take some time for myself? Like, what?
Yeah.
clicked?
So I see messy as I love the word messy because I'm all about messy action. Like, take one step after the other and you can move mountains, right? But sometimes when you're living in the messy and all you're trying to do is get one thing done, and for me the messy is the overlap between mum and founder.
Yeah.
And so I love that I have all this flexibility. So I can go to my kids' cross country if I want to.
Cool.
I can, I've brought my daughter up here on a school day to hang out, and she's watching this being filmed, and she's only 8. It's okay. Like, what is it? Ministry of Education don't come for me. She's got like a 93% attendance rate.
She goes to school.
It's fine. She's sick.
I should probably learn more.
I know.
Sorry, Emma.
But like, it's I get very focused when I'm working, and what will happen is that will bleed into home time. And so I'll be on my laptop at the kitchen bench, and the kids will come up to me and, fair enough, want to talk to me or ask me something, and I will snap at them.
Yeah.
Because I'm in
there.
deep thought, and when you pull me out of that, it makes me really irritable.
Yeah.
And if someone held a mirror up to me to see that, and it wasn't until I kind of saw a look on my kid's face at one point, I went, that was really reasonable. She wanted to show me the work she did at school today.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They're asking what's for dinner. I'm going, I don't know, because I just had to get this thing finished because it was in my head, and if I didn't do it, I would forget it. And I went, I'm feeling like a shitty mum and like a shitty founder, and I'm not winning at it.
Yeah.
And there are things you can do. So, when I get back home, I'm like, okay, actually, we need to sort out the heating in my caravan, which is my home office, so that I actually go and work from there, and I don't work at the kitchen table. So when mum's in the house, she's mum. When she's in the caravan, she's working.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm always working and always mum. And so I end up snapping at the kids at, like, they should have dedicated times when they know they can ask me whatever they want.
Totally.
Or when I talk to my kids at night time, and my son will say things like, Mama, can you please not work late tonight? Can you please go to bed early?
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows I've been working till midnight, I'm exhausted. And when you're 10-year-old saying that to you, you're like, okay, I actually need to be more present. And I constant ebb and flow between this.
Yeah.
I'm just coming out of I've been doing way too much.
Yeah.
I literally had the realization like 2 days ago. It's like, oh my God, I can hear the canaries. The canaries are going off, which is like, I have these canaries now called the Burnout canaries.
Yeah.
And when I get into the must, and when I should be relaxing, I can't not look at my emails. I'm like, oh, the canaries are chirping. And so I'm going, right, okay, we need to go home. We need to ground ourselves.
Yeah.
And every time I do that, I end up being more productive and working less hours.
Yeah.
See, so I'm at that stage.
You are, yeah.
I actually am exactly at that stage where I've been saying this to my husband, I've been saying this to Soph, like, yes, my work wife. I actually am at that stage where if the kids pull me out of work, I'll snap.
Yeah.
If my husband is like,
guilty,
oh, you're working
but,
tonight, then he better move out of the way quick because I will go for him.
Yeah.
And I'm just always like this. But and every single day I put gym kit on and I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to make time for myself. And then you get stuck on the computer.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Dinner's not made. Kids are asking you for shit.
Yeah.
We moved the kids to a new daycare where they finish at 3:30.
Right.
And me and my husband had this big long conversation where we were like, do we need to put them back in to a longer daycare because we're not getting as much work done?
Yeah.
And then you have this moment where you go, no, because the whole point of this was that we were meant to let go and spend more time and be present with the kids.
And it's that being present thing.
That's it.
If you need to work till 5 or 6 o'clock at night, do that. And if that's a choice you make.
Totally.
I think what's happening is we're not making a choice.
Yeah.
And
We're
we're
just
just
doing.
everything's bleeding.
Yeah.
And then because you didn't make a choice and you didn't set up a system and you didn't give a deadline or you didn't give I've finished at this time, everything bleeds. So mum bleeds into founder and you can't be both at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you snap at your kids and then you resent the work you're doing and then it just all falls apart. So I'm awful at compartmentalising, but I'm going, okay, we actually have to go, this is work time. So I've told my team, I'm like, I am not available on Monday because I will be with my daughter at the zoo.
Yeah.
I don't want to be getting phone calls. I don't want to be getting Slack. I'm she has not had enough of my time.
Yeah.
So she gets 6 hours of me this afternoon of just me and her.
That's so
awesome.
good. I think you had a saying that the Supermum thing was like a shit rolled in glitter.
Oh, fuck the Supermum.
And it's
It's like
so true.
It's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you're drowning and you've got way too much on you. You're so amazing.
So good.
High five.
How do you do it? It's like, we don't.
We don't want to.
And we don't want to. And it's actually physically impossible because no one can multitask. It's not a thing. You think you're doing it, but you're actually doing both things really badly.
Yeah, you're switching.
And no one can juggle. You have to, like you said, compartmentalize and actually physically say, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be spending 6 hours with my daughter, and then tonight for 3 hours I'm going to work, right?
Yeah.
So you give yourself that time, but no one, and we've actually had it on a podcast before, like, I actually hate that saying, like, oh, you're a supermum, because no, even superheroes have support of other superheroes.
Saying
have a village.
someone's a supermum is a way of saying what is expected of women is completely unreasonable and undoable, but we just want you to keep going.
Yeah. Just do it because
it
that's
holds,
how society
it holds
sees
up
you.
society. So if you could just kill yourselves and be miserable and not be able to get the career you want because you're actually trying to pull yourselves in a million different ways,
Totally.
that'd be great. We'll just put the word super in front of it, and then you won't mind continuing doing it.
And then you will think it's a good thing, and you will want that stress because you're like, oh, well, everybody thinks I'm a superhero, and I need to just keep this, appearance up, and it's bullshit.
And what I found,
Absolute bullshit.
Absolute bullshit.
I just came back from the US, and something I found fascinating is that one of the biggest, like, we look at American TV and we're like, oh, they're just like us.
Oh, they're amazing.
Not. They're not. It's like they may as well be speaking like Indian. Like like it looks like, but when you go over there, the culture is so different. And the biggest cultural difference I found was I have my shit together facade.
Oh, yeah.
So in the States, I'd be talking to these women and I'd be like, wow, so you're juggling this and that and this and that. And I'm like, how do you do this? And they go, well, I'm very organised. And when someone suggested to them that they might like to use PAM, they found that almost offensive. Like, so you're saying I need something? What? Yeah, and so it's like saying, oh my God, Nikki, here's a diet app. You should try this. Like it's saying that you can't do it yourself.
Okay.
And in the background, they're sitting in their cars crying, and they're like, it's so hard.
Pam, how do I spell it? I need it now. But I won't tell anyone I'm using it.
But my value is so tied into having it all together and being the supermum. Where I think in New Zealand, a lot of us are willing to be like, I'm a hot mess.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I love the term hot mess? I'm like, because you're like, it's kind of like, you're a mess, but you're kind of hot. So like, you're like a sexy hot mess.
Great to come onto the podcast.
Yeah. I would like to move from being like a hot mess mama to just a hot mama, but I do love, like, hot mess. I'm like, it's like saying super mum, but it's like, but it's actually like labelling it. It's more realistic. It's like, it's messy and it's hard and I actually think that it's fucking bonkers and no one should have to do that much stuff.
No.
So my thing with PAM is that, like, get all the things that are in your head, put them all into one place, take it, like, get other people on board, like your partner, your nanny, like the kids have their own profiles, and actually have someone else be the default parent and the default project manager, and then divvy up what needs to get done.
Totally.
So instead of carrying the load of, okay, we need to get shin guards, okay, I need to remember, and I don't forget, I need to tell so-and-so. That stuff's all taken care of. You do still have to get your kid to football, but you didn't have to...
What, you mean Pam doesn't drive them there? Not yet.
Once we get, like Waymos, self-driving cars. But like, it gets rid of so much of that stuff, and then what's left is really easy to divvy up because the information's there. And so we're doing all this research at the moment because dads get, like, obviously a bad rap, and there's a number of there's some useless dads, there's also some, like, great guys out there, and I think what we're trying to do with PAM is actually give men the opportunity to opt in and be the dads they want to, not be project managed by their wives, because that's not hot.
No.
But to go, so my husband turned up to my daughter's, she had a specialist appointment, and he knew that it was happening, but I didn't tell him exactly when or where.
Right.
And he turned up to it.
Cool.
And she was like, Daddy. I was like, no. And he was there. And I was like, what? He was like, well, I really wanted to be here, so I moved my meetings around. I was like,
that is so cool.
I had made the decision for him that he wasn't going to be there, but because we have PAM, he could opt in and be there, and it meant the world to her.
Yeah.
And I was like, far out, that's the power of it, letting people be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it freaks me out because all of a sudden, like, school forms are done, and I'm like, oh my God, like, he's just kind of doing things because he can see what needs to get done.
So good.
But that's the whole thing.
That is brilliant.
And, just saying, for the men listening out there, I know so many of you listen to this podcast.
They do.
Oh, they're the good ones.
Yeah.
Is that couples who use PAM have more sex? because there is
I
a
believe
lot
that.
of research around when women have less mental load, when it's shared more, when they feel you feel more like a partnership, not like a project manager and an employee. You're way more attracted to your partner.
Totally. You're not being told what to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're the man, social norms in the relationship, right? So, yeah, totally. And then, of course, your cup is sort of full because you haven't emptied it trying to fucking do everything.
Yeah, remember everything, you know, Yeah, you know when you're driving and you're like running through a list of 6 things over and over again so you don't forget them? And so my favourite feature in PAM is called brain dump or verbal diarrhea. I've given our features really like awful names. Where you literally just press like the microphone and you can be like, I need to buy cucumber milk and soy milk. I need to book a haircut for Bowie on Thursday. Tyler's away the 4th to the 6th of June. And then and then just put it down and Pam will read all that, turn it into events and tasks in your calendar and think of what you need to do.
So good.
And you're not carrying that anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
Up until the day you need to do something, it's gone.
So good.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, because one of the things I remember at the very, very beginning was sort of going, so Pam, it's like Google Calendar. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, it's not Google Calendar, because with Google Calendar, you have to type it in.
Actually have to physically do things.
Or you have to talk to it. Whereas you actually just send a newsletter or a school letter or whatever in.
A WhatsApp message.
And and it just does it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the control freak in me, I have to say, when I first started using Pam, I was like,
It's just too easy.
I was like, let me just double check it. Like,
yeah.
I honestly was like,
There's no way it's done it right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I was like, no. it's like AI. AI is like a junior employee. Let's just double check what my junior or an intern or an intern. Let's check what my intern's doing. And I'm like, damn it, it's got it right.
And I don't consider Pam an AI product. Pam has some AI elements in it where it can take text and then be able to recognise what those words mean.
Sure.
But most of what we've done in Pam has actually been very intentional design and some coding.
Right.
So we actually say, if you see something that says birthday invitation, 1 week before, put a task in that says, reminder, you have a birthday invite, you might want to buy a gift. So all of that stuff, we actually massively limit what we let the AI do.
Totally.
And we actually we put a lot of instructions in via design and code.
So good.
Because at one point we were like playing with different AIs and we like let go of some of the, like, we were going, let's just see what happens if we let it go a little bit freer.
Right.
And I said to Pam, hey, can you help me create a meal plan? You know, we like this, and the other. And Pam came back and was like, this is great. If you want to get on a weight loss journey, Nicole, you can do da-da-da. And I was like, fuck you, Pam.
I was going to say, well, fuck you for saying that.
And I sent it to my co-founder. I'm like, excuse me, why does Pam think I'm a fat bitch and needs to lose weight? Like, what have you been plugging into it?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, we definitely need to, like, rein it in. So we have, like, when you see this, you do this. It's not just a lot of products they get an LLM and they throw it at a problem and again, it's dog shit rolled in glitter. Like they are just awful. So start with a problem and actually solve that problem. And if AI makes that faster or better, great.
Yeah.
But I think too many people think it's like a strategy. It's not. It's a tool.
No.
Yeah.
100%. And like for us, we find this alignment with you because you're building that village, right?
Yeah.
And we're building that village as well.
Yeah.
And it's human centered. So, you know, for us, there's so many other, well, not so many, but there's a few other apps out there where you can, or websites where you can hire a babysitter and someone gets sent to you, or, you know, it's all done by tech and it's all automatic and AI chooses someone for you. And it's like, but do you really want that as a parent, right?
Yeah.
So for us, we still want that human element, and for you, exactly the same thing. There's still a human element where you've gone in and you've said, no, we need to decide that if someone's got a birthday in a week's time, you need to be reminded before to buy a present, because that's
Not the morning
generally
of.
what you do, right?
I'm like my parent.
Like me.
Well, no, because then you go and that adds the stress, because then you go and you're stressed and then you go and spend way too
Panic
much money.
buy,
Because you're like, I haven't got time to actually think about this something this kid will like, so now I've got to buy something expensive for them to definitely like it.
Or it's something shit. Or you're taking your kids with you because it's en route to party, and the kids are like, but I, and you're like, no, it's
my
not
God.
for you.
Oh yeah, the amount of times you go into Kmart to go and get a gift, and it's like they then think
You
it's
leave
their
with
birthday.
500 different things.
Oh yeah, that's
Boom, $300 later. For
my default, which I don't actually have to use, well, I do still use it because it's just, I think, fabulous, is I go to the dairy, but now I don't have to do it last minute because Pam reminds me. But I buy,
good.
unless it's like a really good friend of theirs, like a friend like that I know really well. If it's just like, if it's just Tommy who's Tommy, I don't care.
Yeah. Who's this kid? Who's this kid whose party you've been invited to?
I mean, they're taking you for 2 hours, great, but I care less about spending time.
You can drop. You can drop.
Oh, you're not there yet.
You can drop around. We're not there yet. We have to actually mingle.
Ooh,
I know.
No, you're gone. You buy a box of nerds, so like the kids are like, oh my god, it's a whole box of nerds, they freak out over it. And a $20
You're
note.
one of those parents.
And you have a $20 note and a box of nerds,
that's
and
clever.
you make the kids make a card, so there's some personalisation.
Sure.
And you shove it in an envelope.
That's clever.
And that is it.
And you've spent time buying the nerds.
And the kids
$20,
are thrilled.
The kid can buy whatever they
The
want.
kids are thrilled with $20 in a box of nerds.
So good.
And then your kids run a card, so there's like some emotional element or whatever.
Yeah. Say you like the kid. Say that they've been a great friend.
And $20.
Yeah, or I do sometimes bulk purchase gifts.
Clever.
So like
I do that as well.
Yeah, go to Kmart and buy like 12 of the water-based art set that costs $8 that every one of my daughter's friends loves. And she just goes and grabs it and wraps it in like last year's Christmas paper. And
So good.
Brilliant.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm all about making life easier
Same.
because there's too much.
I've got a
There's way
cupboard
too much.
of presents now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Has your husband been stocking that up for you?
No.
Like, I'm going to start putting that stuff and be like, time
He's
to stock up.
questioned why I spent $200 at Kmart the other day, and I was like, because everything was on special Noble presents for the next year. So shut up.
And and you'll thank me when we go, oh God, it's a birthday. And there's
Gonna be
Always
worth
cool.
it.
Bubbles are always cool.
the only problem is I did do that at one point, and then I found it like 4 years later.
Oh
in the
no.
attic.
Yes, that's what I do.
Yeah.
What's this?
I buy
I was like,
and
why do I
hide.
have all these Frozen stickers and like colouring in books? And like, there is no way they're doing Frozen now. Like, Frozen is so.
But were you doing a Frozen party?
Yeah.
These are going to be in the gift bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the goodie bags. Yes, so true.
So good.
It's really hard actually. The mental load is hard, and it's hard the whole way through. And I think when you first went, I know I did when I first became a parent, I was like, it gets easier, right? Like it's got to get easier. And then you sit there and you watch as all the other kids that you watch them all go ahead of you, and you know we had kids late, so you know you watch it all and you go, it doesn't get any easier. Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't help when
no,
you're in
it
your
gets
40s.
different.
Right?
Yeah.
It gets
like that.
different.
Yeah.
Like, it gets different. Like, you definitely, my kids now get up in the morning, make their own breakfast, make their own lunch boxes, and go to school by themselves. They're 8 and 10. You know?
Yeah.
So
Do they school buses?
no, we live a block away.
Oh, right.
Oh, so good.
Brilliant.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's easy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that stuff's really easy. But
Easy is.
every day after school, it's
the
who's
after-school
going
stuff.
where.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I want to play date, but I've got football at 4:45,
Yeah.
but then who's going to pick up, and then what time's Dad
Yeah.
home, and there's that
Yeah.
stuff. So that's what Pam has made much, much easier.
Totally. Right.
You know, like, unfortunately, she can't wipe your kid's ass. That still has
Yeah.
to be, like, relatively manual.
Yeah.
Although,
Yeah.
I did hear, you know,
Relatively manual.
Well, it is.
well, I don't know, my parents have got one of those B-days. I was like,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah,
yes.
true.
that could
Those
maybe
are
be
cool.
more trouble than it's worth with a child.
Not,
With kids,
yeah, don't.
yeah.
We've got something similar, but we don't let the kids touch it.
Yeah.
Same.
But I was saying to the kids, I was like, you know how I wiped your bums? Like, we're talking a lot about wiping bums, but I'm here for it.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
I was like, you know how I did that to you when you were a lot when you're little? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, you did it to me when I'm older. And they're like, oh,
No.
oh, do we have
We'll
to?
put you in a home.
I was like, do we have to? I'm like, well. And then my son, who's very smart, went, can we just buy one of those Japanese toilets? I went, yeah. He goes, okay then.
Done. I'm saving $20 a week.
I was like,
Christmas.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timu will have me.
Water will shoot like everywhere.
Won't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
My god. But no, Pam, I think it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
I think one of the big things about it is that, you know, as you say yourself, you're not a technical founder.
No.
So, said in the nicest way, what made you, instead of thinking, you know, like so many of us do, where we go, oh, I really wish we had X. What made you actually go, you know what, I'm actually going to build Pam. I'm actually going
Yeah.
to build this.
Did
because
you think to yourself,
I complain
it's not
about
gonna be that hard?
Yeah,
or-
I complain about a lot of shit, but I don't do anything about it. I just like to complain about
Everybody
it.
does
Nice.
that, yeah.
British? That's a cultural. But like, I like to complain about things. It's kind of a cultural thing. I was working at an agency that built apps, so it was very in the forefront of my mind,
Okay.
right? And like, I was in marketing and brand, not actually building them, but I was seeing a lot and learning a lot via osmosis. And so when I decided how I would solve this problem, the first thing I did was before I even thought about like what it would be or how it would be delivered, I just started with surveys, and I started asking mums like, I put something on a Facebook page and 700 mums replied overnight. Like,
Insane.
how many of you are feeling the stress? How many of you have a tool? What tool are you using? What would you like? And it came back that everyone was either using a wall calendar or Google Calendar. Everyone
calendars
was either
don't
very
work.
or extremely stressed, and no one had found a tool that worked. And I was like, okay, right. I didn't just decide one day, I'm going to build an app. I kind of went step by step. And then I taught myself how to use some design software, very badly, but then I designed up what I thought would be like, how, maybe this would work. And I think because my background's not in design, and I just went with what I thought would be incredibly intuitive. And I think that's part of how it worked out, that we didn't start with like a design agency. I just went, what is going to be the most intuitive thing to make a mum's life easier? Having everything all in one place, on one screen, and everything's been thought of for you. And then I started working with, I did like some prototypes and stuff, and I started working with an agency, and we kind of got to a point, but then we couldn't scale it. Like the tech I was getting really frustrated because I was like, we've got something here, but like we couldn't get it in the app store, we couldn't scale it, and I was like, and then you're burning money because you work with an agency, and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get to where I want to get to? And then really luckily I ended up, a very good friend ended up being a technical co-founder, and he's a genius, and he basically was like, this looks really cool. Can I kind of help for a bit? I was like, sure. And then he pretty much just didn't sleep for 3 weeks and had a full-time job.
Oh, my God.
And rebuilt the entire product from the ground up.
So cool.
And then every time I had a wild idea, he delivered on it.
Amazing.
And so incredibly lucky. And he's so aligned. Like, he's been a full-time dad at stages in his life. So
Helpful.
he gets it.
Yeah.
And he's really passionate about it. And so that was how I was able to then go, okay, move into like actually creating a really smart tech product.
Yeah.
But now, honestly, someone said to me today, how long did it take you to get from like idea to product? And I was like, depends on what you mean, what product, but probably like 18 months. I'm like, and it's like, but now it would have taken me a week with vibe coding with Claude.
Yeah, Claude's pretty cool.
Wow.
You know, like
it's an interesting one, because I think we sometimes think that about the village, and I think that the one thing that I don't know, what I know now is not what I knew 18 months ago.
Yeah. So I
right?
wouldn't be starting at the same knowledge point, but
And the amount of pivots we've had throughout the journey have been incremental.
Our values have always remained the same, and we've always, it's like our North Star's always been the same, but we've gone different ways to get there.
Yes.
And what we have now, like, we've just recently been writing like applications for things and grants and stuff, but we were...
Oh, that's so fun.
I know.
Love it.
But there is a moment where you go, okay, I actually need to get all my ducks in a row in terms of why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
What are the bits of this platform that we absolutely adore and we would never, ever change. And what we've got now is pretty concrete compared to what we had 18 months ago.
Yeah.
So could we have vibe coded the same product?
I think it's the iterations would have been faster.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So instead of creating, like, it was those pauses where you had to get someone else to kind of, oh, can you move that and can you do this, and you can create a screen for this, and then you got to brief someone and they've got to come back and you've got to change it, and you, instead of that being a 2-3 week, that's a 5-minute project.
It's based on everybody's timing, right, and how much time they have to actually work on the thing you want them to work on, whereas with vibe coding, because I mean we tried to vibe code pre our current application at the moment, but
I don't think you can get it in consumer products.
No, but we were able to trial and error and figure things out.
The prototypes and the getting people to test a new feature that you want to have a play with and things like that. I'll go to Dio, go, hey, I've got this idea, it's a little wild, and he'll come back to me the next day and go, it's built.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
You know, it's like it needs a bit of refinement, and then we'd obviously need to put it into, but he was like, but play with this.
Yeah.
And I can have something in front of me to play with.
So how did you find, like, Pam's originally was your idea?
Yeah. Yeah.
How has it been sharing that idea?
So mostly amazing, to be honest, because I feel like, and I mean, I don't know, I've never been a single parent, but trying to do all these things that no one's done before and make all these big directional decisions completely alone is really hard, because you second guess yourself and you've got no one to bounce it off. You know, and so you're just like, is this a good idea? I think it's a good idea. Should I do this? Maybe. And then when you've got someone else who's on the exact same journey as you, which you two both know, and you go, oh my God, I've had this idea, and they go, yes, but and you go, oh yes, but, and we bounce off each other, and so I come up with A idea, he comes in with B, and where we end up is so much better.
Cool.
And so that has had a massive impact. There's definitely been, 99% of the time we're on the exact same page.
Yeah.
Occasionally we're not.
Yeah.
And then,
Which is good.
yeah, and
Yeah.
doesn't feel good at the time. But then we often have to dig into and go, okay, why? Is it because, and often there'll be that one of us hasn't, or often me, because hasn't shared the context around it.
Yes, okay.
He's like, I don't know if we should do that. I'm like, no, we should definitely do it. And then when he's fighting me, I'm like, oh, I haven't explained
I
the
not give you
10
the
conversations and the da-da-da-da that's led me to that. And, you know, and so then it's going, and then he goes, right, now I get where you're coming from. Actually, there's a much better way to achieve what you're trying to do. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, it's been like I'm having to, the hard part for me is realising that I'm very good with ideas and bits and pieces. I'm very bad at being a manager, and I'm very bad at sharing context. So, not that I'm his manager, but like I go a million miles an hour and I go, we should do this. And I've got 100 pieces of data in my head that have got to me there, but I don't often share the rationale. And so everyone just gets the, wait, what, why are we pivoting, you know? So I'm learning-ish, again, work in progress, to slow down and give context.
Right.
We actually created a whole Slack channel called Nicole's Had an Idea, so that people don't drop everything and freak out and think I'm like pivoting the whole business. I'm
She's changing her mind.
yeah, because people were like, what do we all need to drop? I'm like, oh no, it's just I just had a thought, like,
Yeah.
And so now I had an idea, and I throw things in there, and that's for people to like feedback on when they have time.
Yes.
It's not, there's no like need to act on it.
Yes.
And just understanding that. My executive coach gave me the most interesting insight. She said, you need to understand that the mana you carry when you're on a stage in front of 600 people, or the mana you carry with your team who will follow you to the ends of the earth, is the exact same mana you have when you write one sentence on Slack. So
true.
So you think you've just said, hey, I think this thing's broken, let's do blah blah. The whole team go whoa, and they drop tools, and where you're like, oh no, it's not really that big a deal. But I hadn't put all that context around it.
Yes.
So understanding actually that, not slowing down, because I'm not going to add a whole lot of waffle because that's not my jam, but actually going, okay, before you say I think this, how about you go, because of this thing.
There's a reason why I'm saying this. Yeah.
And also putting things like, this is not urgent, but because of this thing, and the word wonder, I wonder, not I think, often helps a lot, because people go, oh,
So true. Yeah.
it's
so
not
true.
instruction. Yeah, so I'm like, I feel like I've grown in the last 2 years as much as I've grown in the last 10 years, like 20 years. Like, it's been, every time you finally feel like you've got a grasp on something, a whole other piece of the business pops up.
Right.
Like being a leader and communication, or like AI changing, and there's this constant evolution.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially now, I mean, shit, our kids will never know what it's like to grow up without internet. I mean, so lucky having to open up an encyclopedia to find the information you need 700 hours later. But you're right, everything is changing, and even the way you manage and speak to people, that's changing as well, and like society's changing. So yeah, it's huge. You have to be adaptable, and you have to almost be a chameleon in the essence. Where we're founders, we need to, and we have teams, and we need to be able to adapt and change the way we do things. And
you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because that's pretty much the constant state, because everything's constantly changing, right? Totally. And I remember someone said to me something about, oh, you need to be able to lean into the uncomfortable. I'm like, I am never comfortable. I cannot remember the last time.
I know this.
I cannot remember the last time I was comfortable. And I'm also someone who, if I'm comfortable, I feel like I'm dying a slow death. I get so bored. But yeah, I think too many people put too much weight on ticking boxes and have I got the skill, have I got the skill, have I got the skill? Like, fuck that. Have you got the drive and the tenacity?
Yeah, totally.
Because you can figure anything out. You can find someone with the skills. You just need the drive and the tenacity, and you can do the thing you want to do, right?
And you need to realise that they do have the skills, so let them do the things they're good at.
Yeah, I'm awful at that.
I know, I was going to say that. We didn't, for the longest time, we really didn't want to get someone in to help build our platform, and we're like, nah, we can do this, it's fine, we can do this, and then eventually we were like, we're pretty shit at this.
Yeah,
Let's get someone who knows what
the energy
doing.
it drains, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I want to put a caveat over what I just said before about, like, the tenacity and thing. I am very privileged in the fact that my husband was able to support us while I quit my job and worked on this. By no means are we very wealthy. Like, he was a builder and I was cutting my kids' hair. Like, it got very, very lean. But that is incredibly privileged. A lot of people cannot leave their role to go in full time. And I was able to do that. We were never going to lose our house. Like, we have one bathroom and I have a car that's boot doesn't work. Like, there is some lean living, but I do hate it when people are like, anyone can do it, go off and live your best life. It's like, actually, maybe you have 2 young children and an unsupportive partner, and financially you can't. Like, there's definitely reasons why these things don't work. But if those things aren't holding you back, you shouldn't let the fear of failure ever hold you back.
In terms of working, now, I can say from your personality, extrovert personality, and you could be an introverted extrovert, extroverted introvert, all of those things.
All those things.
But either
all
way,
those things.
you can stand up on a stage and, and you've got the room. And that showed, in all the speaking gigs that we've seen you at. But, I mean, Electrify is the famous one from last year. And having the confidence to do the MC this year. Mm-hmm. Now, that is a personality that not everybody has. That is, and being as a founder, huge, and kind of what you've believed in PAM from day one, and you've really, really pushed it. There are a lot of people that don't have that. And I see you sitting here now and I think, how did you ever survive in a 9-to-5? Because
it's true. Some people aren't made for 9 to 5.
Put me in front of a computer.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't imagine you being a quiet person sitting behind a desk, sort of just being told what to do.
Were you customer facing? You must have been customer facing. No?
Not really. But what I have always done is been in creative roles where I got to use my brain that way. So come up with creative ideas on how we could deliver things. But for my entire career previous to PAM, I have had the stay in your lane conversation with almost every single manager.
So
your ideas are too big, they're outside of your lane. That's a great idea, we'll give it to that department. And it just killed
no one
me.
puts Nicole in the corner.
100%. And now I'm like, they're all my lanes, bitch. Although every once in a while I do get a little bit of from Diogo, he's like, do you think that is what you should be focusing on? I'm like, okay, no, you're right.
Probably not.
So, I think I've always been someone who's been relatively confident with public speaking. But I don't think anyone doesn't get nervous public speaking.
True,
I got a little nervous coming in here. I got a little nervous before I went on the stage today. I will get very nervous before I go on the stage at Electrify. But what I think... It's a mindset. I know instead of going, oh my God, I'm so nervous, I go, oh, okay, I'm a bit excited. And the second I get out there, it just starts I just start talking, and it's kind of like, it is what it is. And I'm like hot mess. Like, I don't know what I'm going to say until it's said. And like my co-founder, who's known me for years, he said he saw me speak at Rev'd, and he goes, you know, when you said that thing about wanting all the boomers dead, I'm like, I didn't quite say that. They said, what are you looking forward to in the future about the environment and the world? I said, I think it's going to be really amazing when we have this big inheritance shift and women are going to have more money than they've ever had to influence investment because a lot of the boomers won't be around anymore. Sorry to the boomers in the room. And he was like, everyone pissed themselves, and he was just like, oh my God, you just said you want the boomers dead.
Okay, he was focusing on the wrong part.
Yeah. Did you hear anything else I said?
And he goes to me, did you know you were going to say that? I'm like, no, absolutely not. And then he goes, I think I know you. And then you say something, and I had no idea it was coming. I'm like, you're as surprised as me. You know, like... So I have no idea what's going to...
Don't you love surprises, though?
So it's kind of... so I'm always nervous because I don't know what I'm going to end up saying. But I know my story, and I know where my heart is, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So whenever I get up on the stage, I haven't planned what I'm going to say, but I will often shout out a female founder. Because for me that's really important, and so I'm not going to and I'll just say, oh yeah, I've tried this person's product, and I've never scripted anything in my life. I can't remember a script.
And you're not a dick, so you're not going to be a dick on stage.
I'm not going to be a dick or an asshole. So I just kind of I do a lot of winging, and I think that's why it's resonated, because people come up to me and they go, oh my God, that was that felt really real. And because I'm talking to people in a conversation, I'm not scripted what would sound best or what's the angle I want to cover or, you know, I mean, there's sometimes, you know, I often do people, and the QR code for Pam's up here. Like, I definitely have, you know, there's like that sort of stuff. But I think for people who, going back to the question, for people who aren't that way, who aren't naturally comfortable in those spaces, lean into what is your, so the number of, I went to a lot of pitch events last year. And these founders would get up and they had been given the template of how you should pitch and this is what you should do. And they all sounded like a cookie cutters and they had no personality and it got delivered it just landed flat as a pancake. And then what would happen is then I'd talk to them afterwards. I'm like, oh my gosh, that person is like the quirkiest, most techie, hilariously geeky person. They should have leaned into that.
Why didn't you use this?
Yeah. You know, like lean into who you are. And if who you are is someone who builds wildly crazy prototypes, just stand there and show us your prototypes and just like geek out on it yourself. Because you don't need, if you can connect with people, they will follow up for the other stuff. You know, I just think everyone tries to fit the mold that we're told you're meant to be as a founder. And a lot of us have gone through accelerator programs, which have so much benefit. Like, I'm a huge believer in them. But I do think that if you don't have your own voice and style and tone or a confidence in it, that then you end up being whitewashed into this thing that just was never going to actually work for you.
It becomes unmemorable almost, because you're just one of the numbers. Because I have no doubt they listen to 101 different pitches, right, during the day, and it's like, not enough.
And none of your, and what they're looking for is someone who's passionate.
Yes.
And no passion comes through when you've scripted something and you're going to slides and you're trying to make sure that you memorise to say the TAM numbers right. And
and you just rote memorising things and just...
Like, if it's a 6-minute pitch, spend the first 3 minutes telling me about the life pain that you went through and why this is so important. Make me see you as a human.
As in the
exactly.
But that's the thing. I think when people just see, like, I know when we were doing our when I was doing our PowerPoints at the very beginning, we were always like, the problem, the solution. And it's like, that was just basically all you want to know. And then it'd be like, and then numbers, metrics. And it's like, so like black and white. And it's like, I want all the colour, all the colour.
I don't want this. This is stupid. This doesn't make sense. I
want to tell you about why childcare is so important.
I had a huge, when I was doing one of the cohorts, and at the end we had to do this pitch competition, and they were very, very firm that because it was only 6 minutes, that you needed to write a script and you needed to memorise it. And you needed to practice this memorised script. And I have very intense ADHD, and I cannot memorise a sentence. And so I spun myself out. Like, I was driving in the car going, da-da-da, no, that's not it.
It gets more stressful, right?
And so then what's coming across on my face is trying to remember words and panic, not I'm telling you about my story. You know? And so then I, like, a day before went, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to talk to it. And it'll be the same points. But it's not going to be scripted, and I might miss one of them, and that's okay. But it's actually a human you're talking to.
Yeah, totally. And it's quite traumatic, right? When you feel like you can't remember anything. And you're like,
well, you can't talk about your own business.
Yeah, it's yours. It's your baby, right?
So because you're not telling your story. You're memorising a script, which is completely different. And for some people, that's what they should do. I get that. But I just think you can lose a lot of personality. So for me, it's always been, I use slide. Now we're getting into like a very tangent.
This generally happens.
I'm conscious of time, though.
What I do is I create a slide, and that tells me what topic I should talk about. And there's another slide, and every time I could do the same presentation 20 times, and it will always be slightly different. Because I'm like, now I'm going to talk about the time that this happened, and now I'm going to talk about the time that happened, and you know, like, it's just because you know your story.
I mean, whole 18 months, right, of going in and out of
and
all
then
of this
some,
event.
and then some.
Yes, like you said, conscious of time. Wanted to finish off on your, and I know we always go, what's your messy moment of the week? But, you know, we generally do messy moment of the day because they're a daily occurrence. Do you want to share your messy moment of the weekday last couple of months?
So messy moment of the day would be, so I've brought my daughter up to Auckland because I've been travelling and I wanted to spend more time with her. And I was like, you can come with me for like a work trip. And so I had coordinated all these things where she was going to be with my cousin in the morning, and then my mother-in-law was going to pick her up, and then I was going to meet her after this, and then we were going to go to Butterfly Creek. And it was a lot of moving parts. Like, there was a lot of people, a lot of driving, a lot of moving parts. And then we found out that actually my cousin had forgotten that her daughter had swimming. I was like, why aren't you using Pam?
I was going to say, why is she
We
not
had
using Pam?
a very stern conversation. So she was actually going to be on the other side of town, and my mother-in-law was like, oh, that's a hassle, but okay, I'll get there. And then we found out the Butterfly Creek's actually closed. And so it all got really hard and really complicated. And so I was like, it's okay. But it was just, I had to coordinate between, I was at a speaking gig beforehand, then I had to then time to leave there, to then, I didn't have enough time, so I got on a scooter to then pick my daughter up from these pools and then get her in an Uber and then come here. She's now colouring in, and then we leave here and then we go to the zoo. So, but it was like, that was messy. And that used a lot more mental energy than I wanted to, you know, but like, I think now because I have Pam, that doesn't happen to me all the time. So when it does happen, I'm like, I can deal with this. Yeah. Because I haven't had 12 other things happen this morning like that, you know? Yeah. But yeah, and I think that's the whole thing. Like right now I'm founder mode, but the second we walk out of here, I'm putting on my trackies and we're going to the zoo, and I'll turn my phone off and, you know, like try and like compartmentalize things a bit.
Amazing.
Have the best time.
Yeah. Enjoy the zoo.
Well, last time we went to the zoo, the elephant shat all over the window in front of us. So it's going to be really hard to top that, because that was like the highlight. Like, honestly, the highlight of the trip.
Like explosive?
Yeah. No, like its tail went like this, and it was like, it's covered the entire window we were standing right in front of.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad it was a window.
I was about to say, I'm so glad it was glass.
It wasn't open. It wasn't an open enclosure. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to top that, to be honest.
No. I mean, I think there's been a lot of feces discussion, and I'm glad that we could end on that note.
Yes.
So very fitting.
Yeah. And thank you for all the mahi you guys do, ladies. I think it's really important that, you know, that women who are struggling with a problem decide that they need to solve it for themselves, but actually care enough to want to solve it for the other women.
People,
you know, that I think that it's not just going, oh, I can make a business out of it. It's like, no, actually, this is a problem I need to solve myself. I can solve it for others so they don't have to go through it, and I'm going to kill myself doing it.
So you don't have to. Yeah,
it's a little Martha-esque. We're like, oh my God, this is so hard. I should fix it. No, I'm dying. I'm trying to fix it for everyone. But
it was a rabbit hole. It wasn't a. It didn't start off that way, right?
Yeah.
But yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for
thank you.
taking the time out of your family day to join us on this podcast. We really appreciate it.
I'm really excited to see how much sugar my child has had while we've been in here.
So good. So much sugar. I ate so much sugar the last time we were here.
Yeah, so she'll be really fun for about an hour and then really awful.
Crash.
I mean...
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nicole.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, so that's it for this week. Hot Messes, Big Visions. If you love this episode, share it with your village.
Want to book a sitter? Head to thevillageco.nz and let us hook you up.